So I think the biggest thing I feel in Airbnb is
Is what?
Airbnb business is trying to imagine.
It's a risky business, by the way.
Why people are taking it.
You're trying to imagine why people are taking it and what they are possibly doing.
I would now start thinking, are they too men? Are they too... Like, I would want to know who is getting into my house.
I get the privilege to know that. Me najuanga who is coming to my house. Yeah, so I've put security at the entrance of the door, just in my unit. And the thing is, you can get to detect who is walking in and walking out. And just in case of anything, you have a recording, because people are malicious, people are no longer to be trusted, at least in the era that we live in. But the idea of why did you start the whole entire business is what matters. For me, it was, number one, to make profits. Number two, the reason I went for a 3-bedroom apartment, and I always pick 3-bedroom apartments and not single unit apartments, is for families and people who want to go there, or communities, because sometimes I get wamama wa chama, they're like, chama yetu tumeamua tunataka kwenda kuunwind
as a B&B.
Yes.
Okay.
And you'll stay in that house. And I get even guys and majamas in their 50s. They come and say, Madam, we want to pick your house. Can you find us several houses there? We are 20 men. And they're like, my house can host like 5 men with the bed capacity. Can host like 5 men. Another house can host 5 men. Another house. So you find like 4 units in my area of location. 4 units tunaweza patia 20 people. And you see, for me, the joy is these men are going there to just be men, and they're going to enjoy themselves, they're going to unwind, and it's a good thing. Not that my baby coast, it's both of my houses are in coast. Coast it provides slowness to life that we don't get here in Nairobi.
They're very sluggish.
They are.
A hotel in Kilifi, and the lady was asking me, you say what you want. From the distance where you walk to the kitchen, it take like 30 minutes.
Let me tell you, owning a business there and having a business there, and the challenges that comes with running the Airbnb business. Sometimes you need a plumber to come and fix something. You're in Nairobi. Nairobi, you have like an option of having 10, 20 plumbers. And uyu mkinegotiate na bei mkose kusikizana, you can move to the next. You have options. So in Mombasa, now you have to find, okay, so you call the caretaker, you're like, find me a plumber. The caretaker finds you a plumber. This plumber comes with their terms. They're not even working with your terms. Madam, unajua yale kazi ko pale ni mingi. Nini. Nimetumia fare kutoka kule Bamburi nikaja. Nini. So they wanakuambia hivyo. You end up spending more. You can even pay that plumber for a service that requires you to pay for like 500 shillings. You end up paying like 2,000 shillings. Now those are among those challenges.
When I love them in Kilifi, I looked at them nikasema let me remain in Nairobi. I don't think I can survive that.
I don't know. As a lawyer, I'm not sure but how they get to maneuver businesses there. But the Nairobi is a bit fast. Nairobi is a place where there's a lot of flow in terms of business. The guys don't take things quite easy, which sometimes we people from here we need that. We need to just take some time off and go and slow down, because I always feel like we wake up and pacing, and we are chasing, and this chase that we are doing, we don't take time to just relax and start living.
Sasa kwa BNB.
Bila joke ya mwagi anafikiria.
The story that is about to run the gap.
It's the worst. ushaipata kwa BNB, umepatiana nyumba, mtu amekuja wamekaa huko, what's the worst?
Oh wow. We've had a couple of cases. Wow. I don't know if I want to talk about that.
What are you comfortable to speak about?
Let me pick out of the worst.
Moja.
Just one. And I don't know if this is proper to talk about guests because I don't want.
But you're not naming anyone.
You are saying
it's experience.
I had one. And it's also a way of marketing and telling people such things happen there.
Okay, let me talk about the least worst. The least worst is guys go there. I think there's just a feeling that comes with being Mombasa, especially guys who come from Nairobi. They go to Pwani and they are so relaxed and they are binge drinking, from morning to jioni, and they are completely lost in themselves. So such cases, so the cleaner is coming to clean. You knock on their door.
Kwanza hapo kwa kuclean.
Akuja ku knock on their door. And they're usually very intoxicated. You see now this is being reported to me by my house manager. Hey, these people are so intoxicated. We have a checkout. They're supposed to be checking out. And the terms are you check out at 10 because I might have a check-in at 12. So the cleaner needs that 2-hour period. Sometimes they make us go, they cost us a lot because you have a check-in at 12. They're supposed to have checked out the house by 10. But the previous night, someone slept. So the worst was one of the worst cases that they're there. And one of the worst is this person slept and could not open the door. Yeah. And at that time, we could not access that unit. Yeah, because he's locked the keys inside. He's put the key from the inside. So even if we have a key, we cannot open. So we kept knocking and kept knocking. So we made it to mtu, and you see my unit is in 5th floor. But pitie kwa balcony. And then they go and try and wake them up. And we wake them up, and because they are still, probably I was assuming this person came in at around 5 a.m. in the morning, 6 a.m. in the morning, so they need a sleep, and they have a flight at Jioni. And they're in that situation. You have clients that you already booked in, and they are waiting to get into the house, and it has to be cleaned. So that period inakwanga very destabilizing for me, for the house manager who's taking care of the house needs, and even for the agents that sometimes bring us these clients. So
that's the worst. Okay.
That's the worst.
So tukiwa kwa biashara, sometimes you find that we are getting to spaces. I don't know whether this happens.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do not want to even see people. I just want to be alone and look at the skies and maybe just remain nikiwa peke yangu. Does that happen when you are working in the NGO sector? Are there times when you will get to a point where I don't want to see anyone?
Yeah, it happens. There are times when you just want yourself time. There are times when money is not now the answer to everything. Of course, the Bible says money answers all problems. Please
Look for it.
look for it. Acha mtu alisema hizi vitu za dunia zinapita, lakini maisha zinapita kwako. Yeah, but there are times, of course, I think I've found myself in places where if then I'm not able to take in a business, I negotiate with the person that I'm engaging to let them know maybe I would wish for this break. There are times, of course, you get to a place you feel there is just too much and you want to unwind. You don't want to pick much more business, and you honestly need the money. But again, from an integrity perspective, you don't also want to overcommit, because if I tell you that I'll be available to do this in the next 2 weeks, and I know for sure within those 2 weeks I am not really in a good space, then it wouldn't make sense. I think even like for like businesses like Airbnbs, so like getting to such spaces where you say, for now I don't know, I guess. Now see, after you're not even in that house, but you're just feeling, I mean, it's just too much.
And what I'm picking from him, that probably is so crucial, is the ability to recognize when to stop. When to stop and take a break. And I mean, work sometimes, because whether you're in biashara, whether you're employed, it's still work. And it can take a toll on you. So the ability to just be in a space and recognize, right now, where am I as a person? Do you need to recharge? Because, you know, work can give you serious burnout. Whatever form of work, it can give you serious burnout. Your body can come and say, apana, we've pushed it to the limits, though there is nothing our bodies cannot do.
In a compare, like your body tells you, sasa, it's me now in control. Utapumzika.
I've seen that.
Roho inakwambia nisimame ama wewe usimame.
Lazima kuboda kitu inasimama. I've seen that. I think I've seen that. You have many businesses. You have like 4 businesses. How are you able to manage all these things, knowing you still have a family, still have friends?
I mean, if I can be truly honest, getting that balance is not easy. It is not.
I don't have the balance. I actually don't believe that it exists.
I mean, I just wake up and do what I need to do. I wake up and do life. I wake up. In fact, the minute I wake up, my feet hit the ground like this. I'm like, God, give me more strength. Give me more grace for today. And when that day there is no grace, like I can tell you for sure, yesterday I did not leave my bed.
The whole day?
The whole day I woke up, went to kitchen, took my breakfast, came back, entered in bed, took my tablet. I'm looking at, what do I need to watch today?
Trending.
What's trending? I was just in a tone of sleep. I'm in business, but I put my phone on D&D. Do not disturb me.
I have seen that with him a lot. Sometimes it really frustrates me. I can see the phone is going through, but
it is not going through.
So he has that. What makes you get to that point, especially when you're waiting for people to call you?
Especially clients.
Yes, and you know your phone is your phone.
There's a meme sound that says, "Do not call me. I will call you." So there are times, of course, I have a feeling of being overwhelmed. I think the most recent one, it was on Saturday. I just felt, this is just too much. And I went car wash around here, put the car there, got into a hotel, just sat. Like I'm not really doing something so constructive, I would say, but I'm just thinking, my mind is just processing so much things. And I, of course, we do not disturb. I'll check, I'll see, so and so I've tried to call. Right now the phone is on do not disturb, no one has called. That's the frustrating thing. How do you? You're hoping not to be disturbed, and then no one disturbs. But there are times I feel it's also just too much. And I want some time off. I know May has been mental health month. June is actually mental. Mental. Najua kuna mental na kuna mental.
It's a relationship, by the way.
Tunapatiana mental health. Yeah, there are times I feel the best place is when you feel overwhelmed. Just take a break. Whoever needs to be talked to. I had this interesting lecturer in master's class. You couldn't pick a call anasema whatever the emergency, it can wait for 3 hours. That means when you're going to the restrooms, you have to ask for permission, like primary. Excuse me, madam. Masters, I kid you not.
Oh my God.
I kid you not, masters. Because okay, we really struggled. We fought because 100% of us who are in the class were working. So you're wondering, who nani, you know. So, but she helped us appreciate. Sometimes we put too much pressure on life. Like, you must be on the move on something. Like, you can't even just appreciate rest. She told us even the way at night, her phone is just off. Whatever crisis is there, God will sort, or she's able to catch up with it.
And there's something
in the morning.
I am relating to as you talk. Someone said to me, Nancy, their emergency.
Yes.
It's not your emergency.
Yes.
Their urgency. It's not your urgency.
Yeah.
Yes.
The capital letters. Urgent.
You're looking to your kid. I'll switch off the phone.
This guy, finding him on weekends is also another nightmare. The other time we were trying to bail out someone. Yeah, but like, he'll be fine. Whenever he's able to pick the call, he say, okay. Yeah, but there are those times when you really have to prioritize your own health. As opposed to, I don't know, sometimes people create issues. Yes.
Somebody is in a very urgent situation and is requiring your help. And it's only a 1 minute thing. Hey, can you do this or not?
I'm not a 1 minute. I need to help them in a few more minutes. But I'm also thinking there should be options, certainly. Because I also would not wish to create an impression that I am, even for my family, I wouldn't wish to create an impression that not always out there that you can't find any other solution elsewhere. I wouldn't, because now that creates like a god. Like lazima nipate msaada kwa mtu fulani so that so when I need to rest and to cool off temperatures, I'll just keep off.
I remember there was a time I was called by a friend of mine who told me they had been arrested. Told them, hey, switched off the phone.
Wow, akili.
Sometimes you just need to rest.
Yeah, even from the pursuit of money, really, it's good. It's good to have it. It's good to have it in your pocket. But if you there's something called sharpening the soul, a principle for 7 habits of highly effective people. And actually Abraham Lincoln said, if you give me 8 hours to cut a tree, I'll spend 6 hours to just sharpen. And there are those times you simply want to be laid back and to sharpen the soul. You need the business, you need the money that comes out of it.
And do you think this is something that needs to be communicated to, if you're in a space where you're not able to show up and there are people that are close to you? So is it something you can, because I think I need to learn that more as a person when I am retreating back and I'm like, I need today for myself. And today, like I was thinking that yesterday, the way I woke up and I decided today I am not getting out of my bed.
You're actually better that you're thinking about that. I don't even think about if I get to that.
Because this has an effect on my house manager. If she gets to call me on my family guys, people that we work with, and if they need to reach out to me, I think for me, the one thing I appreciate is I think I need to communicate more often and say, hey, today I am taking a rest and I'm in a space where I need to take some rest and I do not want to engage for today.
I keep on telling me to communicate.
Yeah, but the challenge is also there's the much people you can talk to.
Yeah.
So if I was clear, I had an engagement with so and so.
Yeah.
With a few people, I wouldn't wish now to just remain silent without letting them know.
Yeah.
But also being on a do not disturb mode means that I can return calls for which I feel. Because if you call me when I'm talking to someone, you wouldn't be told that the person you're calling is currently on another call. It would just ring busy. So there are people who would think you are on a call or your phone is actually off or on airplane mode. So for me, for specific commitments that someone had done, I think for me it's very, very helpful to just let someone know. Because like the case of a house help, they may not even know that you are at home. Like if they know, if your car is not in the compound, they may panic, yet you are around, you are able to offer solution. And also, of course, being a family person, I normally say, okay, ikifika pahali and you really need me and you don't have contacts of my wife, then you're not so close to deal with such an emergency at that point. And for me, especially the business that I would do of managing students with research, we normally are familiar with timelines for like there are guys graduating this month. So I know seeing a text or a call from such a person, in case I was to be off, I'll let them know because I'm thinking it's what kind of time? There's a normally a word we use for time. So it's like a break. It's a break point. It's like a break point for that particular person. We really have to ensure that you work through that.
But where is the limit there? You have 60 students.
Yes.
All of them are graduating in September.
I don't.
And you want 60. To go to them.
Then I'm the problem. Then I'm the problem.
You cannot take what he cannot handle.
I got to a point and I just cut off. I need money. Again, that's also the other thing of just managing men. To also agree, like right now, I would have about 5 or 6 students and I'm just fine. I know I need money, but also I need myself more. But also the people I've taken on, I also need to deliver quality to them. So I just pick these ones, but also the graduation times are also spread. So that these timelines, so that should I get a more engaging full-time role, I know I'm still able to pursue and to continue. And then my mode of working is that I have to handle the research myself. I don't give it out. It's me who wants to sit through it to understand, because I understand my clients need more. I'm the one who, for example, would sit with her to discuss a certain topic. If the issue is about representation of police independence, of course, with what is happening currently. If I sit with her, I'll feel her heart on the question of police brutality and the youth engagement in all these issues. So I wouldn't engage someone else to handle something that they have not sat through. So I have to ensure that in as much as I need, there's a limit to get to
and I think that's the difference. That's the difference between where you are and now where maybe I am. Because to me, I'll sit with someone and think, this thing I can scale it up. I want to employ 4 or 5 people to do this thing. You understand? So I will start expanding it and seeing how much I can make. So even when I'm talking about 60 students, it's something I know I'm able to do. So I'll handle a few people here and then I'll not. But how much is enough?
But quickly, to say that, it also depends with your business model. Depends on your business model. If for me, I'm looking at the economics of, like I know a friend who would charge like 5 times less. But they have so many people. For me, I think so many people for me is just too much. I just want to handle a few and also want to ensure that they're impactful. So again, depends with the business model of any particular entrepreneur.
I do understand that.
But you're with Nancy.
I'm asking how much is enough? You have 4 businesses. Why do you have 4?
As some enough is enough.
I think it's enough. I have 4 because it's a rollover of business number 1. I did it. Then I
maybe mention business number 1.
Business number 1. I started a shop. It's called MJ Ankara Collections. It's a shop registered under McKinsey Limited, which is my company. And that shop, for me, I started it with the Pan-Africanism in me. It is, when I visited the US some years back, everything African that I had was an interest to them. So when I came back here and I'm thinking to myself, I want to do something. What do? I don't want to sell regular clothing. That's what I started telling myself. I want to sell something that represents For me, starting with the MJ Ankara, I thought this would represent the things I represent, my African roots, and appreciating where I come from. And that's why I started making and interacting with fabrics that are African, what we call kitenge, now we call Ankara, making nice little pieces, so that people, wherever they go, people who are traveling abroad can always come to my shop and get something of their own. Even if you're not traveling abroad, even if you're consuming just locally, we are, and you can see the trend over the last years. And you know, my business started a good time during Uhuru's regime, when he was also promoting the kitenge, and he started wearing the shirt from Rivertex when they revived the Rivertex. So for me, it was about just that community engagement, community, and I like it when clients come to my shop in the first place, and we are able to have a conversation before even we get the client something. We are able to build up on relationships, on a relationship. And the most interesting thing about my Ankara shop, anybody that visits my shop, anybody that purchases it, there's a history of relationship building, and that relationship building is what we now brought to the second business. I realized, families want to go for vacations. They always
want to be in busy.
For me,